Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV, and from St. Mark's Cathedral at Al Abbasiyah, we bring you this very special episode of Nile Cruise celebrating Christmas and New Year's. Dear viewers, the subject of the culture of peace and non-violent communication is extremely important, even more so today than in the past. Islam is a religion of tolerance, peace, and reconciliation. There are many principles of the culture of peace in Islam. However, this may be understood in some Islamic societies due to the poor knowledge of Islamic teaching or wrong education. Therefore, dear viewers, we strongly need to have a true interpretation of religious teaching as well as a true approach to religious diversity to provide the culture of peace. And to know more about this subject, we are honored to host our prominent guest, Asmaa Elzieny, official of Foreign Relations and International Cooperation at Education Development Center at Al Azhar International Students, Al Azhar Al Sharif. A very good day, and it's a pleasure to have you with us in today's episode of Nile Cruise.
Thank you. It's always pleasure and honor to be in your company.
Thank you so much. At present, we are living in the age of globalization in communities composed of people from diverse ethnic, religious, and cultural backgrounds. Every day we interact with followers of different religions as neighbors, colleagues, classmates, friends, and so on. Therefore, it is interesting to know the Islamic view about other religions and their followers.
This is very important introduction you said about our world today. Actually, we are living in a global world where we are on daily basis dealing with people from different countries, different cultures. We can call our these times as times of diversity and inclusion. Everyone in his work and his study and whatever he's doing, dealing daily with different people other than him. So we need to have to revive in our culture, in our daily dealings, the concept of respect and love for every and each one, whether they are of our religion or different from us, different religion from us. Islam urges his followers to spread peace and love among the whole humanity, regardless of their origin, their religion, their color, whatever. As Islam is the main message of Islam is the message of peace and love for humanity, for whatever you are meeting and dealing with. This comes at the core of the Islamic values, peace and love.
Coexistence is part of Egyptian life, and religious events like Christmas or Ramadan see the two religious communities come together out of respect and compassion. Your motto?
The Egyptians are one unity, as the Egyptian president always says, the Egyptian community is one fabric. Whenever you walk in the street or deal with someone, you can never differentiate whether you cannot recognize, except in few cases, is this is a Muslim or Christians. We are living our life normally, having our Muslim or Christian neighbors, classmates or colleagues, work everywhere. You go to a doctor who is Christian without having any problem about being like this. You in your work may have your main colleague as being a Christian, your neighbor, the closest door to you where you're living. And this is so normal in the Egyptian community. If you come to the history of Egyptians, in the customs and traditions, maybe some Egyptian very famous dishes are mainly prepared by our fellow Christians, and vice versa. Some dishes are prepared especially for our Christian neighbors by Muslim ladies. This is so normal in Egyptian community.
Yes. Would you highlight the freedom of religious beliefs and practices as well as Muslim relationships with people of other religions through historical interpretation of Quran and Sunnah, of course the Prophet's tradition?
In the Quran we read that there is no compulsion, لا إكراه في الدين. Islam affirms and the Quran affirms in many positions and many ayahs that everyone is free to choose his religion. لا إكراه في الدين. There is no any compulsion in Islam. The Prophet was ordered to deliver his Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, was ordered to deliver the message of Islam in a peaceful way. Who accepts this Islam, it is good for him. He saved himself according to the message of Islam. If he doesn't accept the message, it's up to him. There is no any compulsion in Islam. Just to let him know about the message in a very respectful and a very lovable way.
In his 1992 book, The 100, a ranking of the most influential persons in history, Michael H. Hart chose the Prophet of Islam to top the list. Your intake on this choice?
If you read the book and you try to find out why he listed all the characters in his book, he had criteria of choosing each one of the 100 characters in his book. He chose that the character be influential, affected the whole history of humanity, having manners. All the criteria he decided on was provided in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he explained in different situations how he dealt with Muslims, with non-Muslims, with women, with children, with elderly, with whatever he's dealing with in all aspects of life. That's why the writer chose the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, may Allah's peace and blessing and the peace be upon him, as one on to come on the top of his list of the 100 great characters.
In what ways did Prophet Muhammad, may peace be on him, encourage religious tolerance? And what does the tolerance of the Prophet Muhammad teach us?
The best application to the meaning of coexistence is to follow the daily dealings of the Prophet in his dealings with people. While he was living in Medina, the Medina community consisted of Muslim, Christian, Jews, and even pagans, people who didn't believe in any message or worshipping of God. And everyone was living peacefully. Even the Prophet ﷺ signed what was called at that time Medina document. In this document is considered as the first ever citizenship document, setting the rights and duties of everyone living in the Medina. What are the rights of Muslims? What are the duties of Muslims? What are the rights of Jews? And what are their duties? And so on. So when rules are put and applied correctly, people live in peace. What creates sometimes problems that the mistreatment of some maybe Muslims, non-Muslims to each other.
Perfect. The world nowadays suffers from so many major and significant problems like racism, the problem of coexistence, and so on. How did Quran solve and put an end to all of these problems?
When you look at the Quran tells us openly that we are all one humanity. We are considered as one person, the son of Eve and Adam. If we live like this, without any difference, religion